Hey y'all, and welcome to today's upload. I'm gonna be very honest and transparent with you all throughout this entire video. I recently had my end of the year work performance evaluation, and it just So with that being said, I had a really good end of the year evaluation. I honestly doubted myself the entire year. I kept running around stressing and wondering, is it me? Am I doing something wrong? Why am I not liking this, like I want to? And it's totally understandable that every grade is going to be different. And I have only worked in K and first. But the problem is that I was doubting myself so much this year, just due to the simple fact that I wasn't happy with the grade that I was in and the way that things were going. So, if any of you all are new subscribers, welcome to my channel. My name is Sierra. I teach in first grade. I've also taught in kindergarten, and I've also been an instructional assistant in Sped classrooms. So, if you are old to my channel, thank you for coming back. And you guys know my backstory on, this whole year. And I'm not complaining. I'm just kind of just speaking truth. This year has been a test. It's been one of those years where I haven't been happy with the situation that I thought that I would be in. And I can rewind and kind of give a little backstory to it. I thought that this year would be one of the best years that I could ever have. I was, asked to move up with the class that I just had last year in kindergarten. So I was asked to come up to first grade. I had, mixed emotions about it. Should I not? I honestly agreed to do that because I love that group of kids. And I also agreed to do it because one of the kids that I had last year struggles with relationships, and I didn't want someone new to have him and not understand him the way that, the way that I understood him. So I did agree to come up, and I did agree to work in first grade because of the simple fact I was told that I would come up and be mentored by the teacher that student would have. I also, came up because I felt like I wanted a new opportunity. With that also being said, the teacher that I worked in kindergarten with for 2 years came upstairs as well, right across the hall from my classroom that I was mainly working in. And I was just like, crap, what am I going to do? I'm not going to sit downstairs and have to work with somebody new and then, have to get to know somebody and, how they want things done and this and third. So I agreed to come upstairs. So like I said, I doubted myself all year long. Didn't know really what I wanted to do. With that, on your brain, apparently I did really well. And at the end of the day this year, I put my big girl panties on after complaining this is not what I thought. This is not, how I envisioned it. I'm not getting mentored. Talking to my boss, the principal, and I'm just like, what am I going to do? So basically, my initial invite from her was, hey, do you want to go back to kindergarten? I can bring one of the teachers up, or I can, we just work through the rest of the year and figure it out. I came home, I had 2-3 days to think about it. I was like, I just got to put my big girl panties on and suck it up and do it, because I don't want to make somebody else, come out of their shell for something that, is going on with me. I felt like I was treated like crap by one teacher out of the 3. And maybe it's just her personality. I worked really well with the other first grade teacher because she's around my age. And then the other one, I just felt just wanted way too much out of me. And it is what it is. So it was just so much. And, instructional assistants don't get paid much. And it was just gosh, I'm doing all of this stuff. What good is being shown for this? So in all, my work performance evaluation was great. Normally, I only have a front page. Today, I literally have front and back. It's about 8 paragraphs long. And some of the things that they, want to make sure is that we work well with others, works well with students, works well with coworkers, works well with teachers and administration, willing to help others, problem solves appropriately, if I maintain confidentiality of information, or if I maintain appropriate professional appearance, if I exhibit basic understanding of job requirements, and things like that. Just those little things. Basically, my comments were this. This has been Sierra's strongest year yet. She has done a tremendous job in so many areas, and her dedication to the school is apparent that to all of those that work with her. She is truly an instructional assistant and was a key part of many students in Tier 3 reading and math plans. Her instructional strengths shined, and she rose to the challenge for the entire year. All classroom teachers have noted that you consistently observe and identify students who need additional support. You actively seek out materials to assist or supplement their learning, ensuring that all students receive the help that they need. You regularly meet with me to discuss your small groups, sharing your observations and collaborating on the next steps for each child. Your patience and willingness to explain concepts in multiple ways demonstrates your commitment to student success. When a student is struggling or unsure, you adapt your approach to meet their needs, showing flexibility and responsiveness. Additionally, you open to changing groups as the needs of the class evolve, ensuring that each student gets the support that they require. You provide clear directions to students and hold high expectations for their effort, always encouraging them to try their best. Last year, I wanted you to grow in the area of being a warm demander, and you have definitely done this. Continue this as you return to kindergarten. It's clear that you've built strong, supportive relationships with the students, and your approach of meeting them where they are, whether it's opening car doors, giving them extra time, or being there for them emotionally, speaks volume about your commitment to their well-being. You truly make sure that each child at school feels seen. Your willingness to be that extra set of hands, especially for students with behavioral challenges, and your ability to step in and offer support when needed shows a high level of empathy and leadership. It's also amazing that you've been able to develop and utilize like active listening skills, empathy, proactivity, and not just within the classroom, but across different situations and with different students. Being in and out of 3 different classrooms, supporting different teaching styles and student needs requires a lot of flexibility, but it also shows how adaptable and resourceful you are. I am so proud of you, Sierra. Your skill set in becoming a teacher has grown tremendously. I hope you can continue to support your teaching development. I will miss you a lot. I am proud of how she advocated for herself this year, as I have seen you grow for next year. With a new admin team, when you have a concern or problem, please share and talk about it with those impacted or brainstorm with admin. So all I had to do was just sign it and basically date it, and then I got a copy of it. And this goes in my file at HR. And so the good thing is I've never been written up. There's like literally nothing but good stuff in my file. And other than my background check and stuff like that. So these end of the year meetings are definitely like nerve-wracking, because you don't know like what's going to be said, what's not going to be said. You also just don't know like how to go about things. So I am really excited and happy to be going back to kindergarten. I'm excited that my end of the year evaluation was great. I am going to definitely miss being in first grade, because there was moments of peace that, like I didn't have to go outside with them for recess. I didn't have to, do certain things. So now I'm really looking forward to just going back to kindergarten, doing my small groups like I like to. And then of course, just doing things a little bit differently. So thank you all so much for tuning in to hear about my end of the year evaluation. I hope that you all have enjoyed this video. If you have, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I will check you guys out in the next vlog.